Opium was the one thing that the Chinese did not have and did want in large quantities. And once the British discovered that the Chinese needed the opium and that they had supplies of it in India, an area like here, at the foot of the Straits of Malacca, turning round into the South China Sea became very important in their eyes.
The East India Company was producing opium in northern India and shipping it to China, where it was used to buy supplies of tea, which could then be sent back to England. It was the company's most profitable trade route, but every one of its ships had to pass through a narrow passage known as the Malacca Straits. To protect its interests, the company wanted to set up a port somewhere at the foot of the Malacca Straits. Farquhar also did nothing to stop the spread of opium. This drug the British had promoted within China was fast becoming an addiction among Chinese workers in Singapore. The company came up with an unusual plan to raise revenue by encouraging vice. The right to supply opium was licensed and auctioned off to the highest bidder. Whoever won the license was then free to sell as much of the drug as they liked, without any restrictions. But the more opium they sold, the more they needed to keep selling, because the company kept pushing up the cost of the license. It was a vicious circle. The company also took a slice of the profits from prostitution. There were 15 men for every one woman in Chinatown. Girls were shipped in from Japan to serve as prostitutes.
Chinatown in the mid-19th century was rampant with vice. Behind the windows of the shop houses were opium dens and brothels. The British tolerated these squalid establishments because they generated revenue, which enabled the company to govern Singapore.
But raising money from vice only stored up problems for the company. The opium dens and brothels were run by secret societies, powerful clan-based organizations with complex roots in mainland China.
These secret societies had a grip on the people who were members of the organization. And these were coolies, rickshaw drivers, shopkeepers, and even traders. And the British didn't really understand how they operated because they appeared to the British to be very mysterious criminal organizations because of their elaborate rituals of membership. They also threatened law and order in Singapore because of fights between rival gangs and secret societies.
Each secret society demanded the complete loyalty of its members. They were expected to defend the honor of their clan against anyone who interfered with their lucrative business. The city was developing a reputation for sleaze and vice. It was known locally as Sin Galore, and the company had neither the will nor the way to improve things. From the late 1870s, there was a concerted effort to clean up the squalid image of Sin Galore. Opium was officially discouraged, prostitution was regulated, and secret societies were banned.